God.
Oh, what is going on, guys? This is Dan here. Welcome back into the channel and welcome to episode 38 of Disney Fiasco. Thank you so much for stopping by, and it's good to see everybody. First and foremost, I just want to give a massive thank you to everybody who just subscribed. I finally reached 1,000 subscribers. Like, it's crazy. And everything is still kind of settling in, and it's just, yeah, it's just amazing. So thank you so much. But this is Disney Fiasco. Thank you so much for joining once again. My favorite show of the week, my favorite day of the week. It's a Saturday. And we're going to be talking about our favorite Disney princess sidekicks. Now, when it comes to princesses, you know, there's two people that came straight to mind. First and foremost, I want to reintroduce to everybody and to welcome back Rachel from Disney Princess Couture. Thank you so much for joining us again for another Princess Fiasco episode.
Yay, thank you so much for having me back. I'm so excited to be here.
And guys, if you haven't checked out Rachel's channel, please go check her out. She does amazing vlogs. Lots of makeup, and I mean, that stuff I'm not really familiar, you know, I don't really know much about, but it's, you know, how she comes across with that Disney vibe. It's just amazing. So thank you so much for stopping by once again. And a debut on Disney Fiasco, somebody who I've been wanting to get on for quite a long time. Someone who really takes that Disney princess life every day and just inspires so many kids. And that is Natalie from Natalie Ever After. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm a newbie. I don't know what I'm doing here with like all these famous people or like famous Disney YouTubers, because like literally I've been watching you guys forever and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. But yeah, thanks for having me. And hi everybody who doesn't know me, because you probably don't. My name's Natalie.
And if somebody could put Rachel and Natalie's links in the chat, that would be absolutely amazing. And obviously, I have to welcome back my partner channels, my two Disney besties in the whole world. First and foremost, it's Meg from Mickey's Magic. How are you? Good to see you once again.
Hi, Dan. How are you? And first of all, let me just say, knowing you for quite some time now, I feel so proud of you for hitting 1,000 subscribers. You just are so deserving of it. And Corey and I are so proud of you, and everyone else here. We're just so lucky to be your friends. So shout out to Dan for doing this every week.
That's true.
I think I might cry for the 5th time this week.
Thank you. It's our princess stream.
Well, honestly, Meg, those are such wonderful words. So thank you so much. And of course, the ultimate princess himself. No, I'm kidding. but he is a princess in his own right. My buddy, Corey Fiasco. Good to see you, my friend Corey. Thanks for coming back.
Yeah, man. What is up? And big congratulations on 1,000. Like I said earlier in your celebration stream, the 4 digits looks really good on you. And hello to both of our princess guests. I like Rachel's background along with her outfit. Like,
I know, right?
Goes together. I don't know how you set that up, but it looks like you're actually in Frozen.
Thank you. I tried.
Wink on what's going to be Rachel's first pick. But let's just see who's in the chat. We have Mike from Our Themed Life. Good to see you, Mike. Noah, the Disney World fan. Good to see you, Noah. Liam, R. Johns, the legend, is here. Thank you. Firstly, I just want to give a big thank you to R. Johns. He did such a generous thing for me earlier today, and he donated something really generous on my PayPal. So thank you so much, R. Johns. I really do appreciate it. Chris from Disney World Adventures, Disney Nerd Herders, Dougie from Waltergrams. Did I see Liam? Liam's here. Rob Fuzz, my Power channel. Good to see you as well. Kate Atwood, Archangel, Mayors and the Mouse. So many amazing people. LSU Mom, Steve's World. Wow. BRZP, good to see you as well. If you are new here, thank you so much for subscribing. Resort TV did just a big shout out to them for sending over so many subscribers from the weekend. I really do appreciate it. And if you're new to the show, this is how the show works. We go and talk about our favorite things about Disney, Walt Disney World, Disneyland, etc., and just have a great laugh for an hour and talk about our favorite things. before we get started, I just want to give you a little bit of a heads up. At 8:30 Eastern time, I will be on Dole Whip Dad's channel for DizTube, where he will be interviewing me. So please go check out Dole Whip Dad's channel. That would be awesome as well. And yeah, so let's get started. So, oh wait, Pamela Hoffman is here as well as Juan Rodriguez, Surfer Girl. Good to see you as well. Right. Disney princess sidekicks. Now, I didn't want to choose just Disney sidekicks because, you know, that's a bit too general. But because we're all princesses here, whether we're male and female, it doesn't matter. We're all princess fans. I thought, let's talk about our favorite Disney princess sidekicks. We've already done our favorite Disney princesses. We did that a couple of shows ago. I'll put that in the link in the description down below. But we're going to talk about our favorite Disney princess sidekicks. So, as Natalie, you are our guest, our first up. I just want you to tell me your favorite Disney princess sidekick.
I always get so stressed out when people ask me like my favorite anything. Like it's so freaking hard. Like I've always had Belle as my favorite Disney princess, and I wasn't there last time, so hi, my favorite Disney princess is Belle. But like today when I was like trying to go through like figure out my favorite, it was really hard. But I think I've come to the conclusion that my favorite Disney sidekick is Pascal, actually.
Nice.
I know people want me to say Olaf, and he's coming, but I think Pascal would be my number one. And I know whenever I go to parties and I have, you know, like my little Pascal with me, it's so much fun. And like, also, I love that he's a lot more of like the chiller sidekicks, like not an overpowering personality. Because I was thinking about it, like if I had to hang out with this person or this sidekick for, you know, 24/7, I would definitely get drained with some of the other ones. So I thought, you know, Pascal's really fun. Also, that image with him in the dress, like him just putting it on so Rapunzel can have fun, like that's my favorite thing ever. Like I want that to be like my friendship aesthetic.
Well, guys, if you haven't come across Natalie's channel, she goes out to parties as Disney princesses and brings that joy to kids and make sure they have an amazing party. And you know, on your profile picture is you as Rapunzel. So I was always thinking, right, Pascal must be your number one. And I think you're right. Pascal is a really great sidekick, a sidekick that I think has become really popular in the parks. You can go and find him over in Fantasyland. And I think he's one of those sidekicks that always has Rapunzel's back. And actually was like, hey, I don't think this Flynn Rider guy is a good idea. And he wants to do the whole like punching thing with the pan. Like he's a great psychic, and I'm gonna just jump to Corey because I feel like he's your number one as well.
Yeah.
Oh, Pascal is most definitely my number one.
Knew it.
I mean, I even have my own version of Pascal in real life for my little Tiki, my little Toulouse.
Yes.
So almost in real life, you know, I'm Rapunzel and Tiki is Pascal, and we got the whole dynamic going on. But since you picked Pascal, I had a little bit of an obscure number two. So I'll bring up my number two real quick too, and that was Scuttle from Little Mermaid. So I know like instantly you'd think of your sidekick for Ariel to be like Flounder or Sebastian. But no, I picked Scuttle because without Scuttle, we would have no idea what a dinglehopper was.
Wow.
That's true.
I think so. With both those picks, I think they both bring such a comedic effect to the main character. I think Scuttle is fantastic. I think he's quite overlooked sometimes, and I think he really gets a lot of like limelight, especially on the ride at Magic Kingdom. You know, he's in the ride queue. He's one of the only animatronics in the actual ride queue itself. He's kind of like the narrator in the whole Journey Under the Sea attraction. And I think he's just a really fun character. So yeah, awesome. So Scuttle and Pascal, two really awesome picks. Now, Rachel, were any of those on your list?
So Pascal was one of my honorable mentions.
Okay.
And I just think he is the cutest thing ever. And I think he really embodies what I would imagine a sidekick being, because he stays by Rapunzel's side through everything. And he truly wants what's best for her. So I think he is like the perfect sidekick.
Absolutely. And also he's always on the journey. Like he's never kind of apart, and he always has Rapunzel's back. Meg, is Pascal or Scuttle on your list?
Yeah, so Pascal is definitely on my list. He was my number 2. I think he is like the cutest thing ever.
Mhm.
And it's just like the relationship between Rapunzel and Pascal is just so, I don't know, it's so lighthearted, and I feel like it's comical when, you know, she's doing the dress, and I just think he's super cute, and his little like spots of humor where he just, you know, because he's nonverbal, he doesn't talk on the film, so it's just based on his actions, like his comedy. So I think he's definitely one of my top princess sidekicks. Yeah.
And I think you're right. Like, I think he's only one of few sidekicks that don't speak. I'm trying to think of others that don't speak. So it's quite, yeah, I'm just trying to think. But yeah, no, that's, it's a great pick. So awesome. Right. Meg, where are we heading for your first pick?
Oh, for me, we're going to go to the place that started it all. We're going to head to Snow White, and I had to pick the 7 dwarves because while they're not ridiculously adorable animals, they are really, really hilarious little men. And I like to talk about Snow White as one of my favorite Disney films because of how innovative it was for its time. And I think to produce that film and give all these little 7 men different characteristics, make them like individualized, where they just are their own person, and then through the animation they could then act out their own personalities. And I just think they're so cute, so adorable. I love Snow White, and why not pick one sidekick when you could pick 7? So
well, it's interesting that you say that because I've actually separated mine on my list.
Really?
So because I feel like some get more limelight than the others. And I know a lot of them, you know, obviously Grumpy is definitely one of the more popular ones.
Yeah.
And I think maybe something like Sneezy, I mean, I don't know, he's not as popular. So I don't know. I couldn't decide. I couldn't just put them all, just for me, I couldn't put them all on my list. But if you had to pick one, I'm gonna go around everybody. You have to pick one dwarf as a sidekick. Who would you pick? Well, let's go with Meg because this is Meg's pick. I know I've just put you on the spot by giving you the 7 dwarfs, but is there one that you just love?
I mean, for me, I love Dopey the most, but if I were to be with one of them all the time, I would probably pick Happy because he would talk to me and he would be happy, you know?
I love it. Rachel?
I agree with that. I would pick Happy.
Happy. Natalie?
I mean, that's what I was gonna say, but I was gonna try and like mooch off someone else's answers. But I guess that works. You know, Happy.
And Corey.
So I actually had a 7 dwarf on my list too. I had Dopey on there, but then Natalie actually said something that made me think about that because she said like if she was around, like this is your sidekick, right? And if I was around Dopey like 24/7, 365, would he drive me absolutely nuts and drain me? He might. So I don't know. Like I might, in that sense, I might say Happy too. But I actually did have Dopey on my list because I do love Dopey. I think he's great.
Nice. For me, I mean, if there was a Hungry, I would definitely go with Hungry, but there's no Hungry, so I digress. I can't have Hungry, but I think I'd probably go with probably Sleepy, you know, because he, you know, I can have a good time with him when he's awake, and then he won't annoy me when he's asleep. So maybe Sleepy. I don't know. Happy's, you know, a really safe choice. If I was with Doc, I feel like I would just be like really small compared to his like brain. Like he would just be so smart. Hey, Mainstream Mickey, how's it going? Hey, Abby, how's it going? Welcome into the stream. Guys, we're over 40 viewers. That is like unreal. I'm just blown away by that. So thank you, everybody. Please make sure we're hitting that like button. Meg, that's a really great show. I love the 7 dwarfs. And I think, you know, when you do think about princesses, you got to go back to the original. You go back to Snow White. And yeah, really, really awesome. Now, drum roll. I think we all know where Rachel's going to go for her one.
Are you sure you know? How can you tell?
Hey, you know what? I'm going to throw a bone. I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm just going to guess. Is it Olaf?
Yes.
So why is it Olaf? Why do you love Olaf so much? Why have you got the hoodie? Like, what is it about him that you love?
Okay, well, I just absolutely adore Olaf. I'm obsessed with Olaf because he's so cute and so uplifting and fun, and he is so encouraging through everything. Like any situation that comes Anna's way, he just encourages her and tells her to keep going. And I really think that he's one of the reasons why she kept trying to get to Elsa, because he said, like, some people are worth melting for and don't give up on your sister. So I love him.
Sorry, just to bring that, I'm just a bit blown away by it. I just want to give a big shout out to Donna Jaworski. I don't know if she's here watching right now, but she's just donated to my PayPal just a really generous amount of money, and I just so grateful. Thank you. We all love Donna. She's amazing. And Rob Fuzz, thank you, Rob. I really do appreciate that as well. Guys, I can't be any more grateful. Thank you. But Olaf, like, I think what took me away from the whole of Frozen was Olaf. I think we got 2 or 3 Olafs. He's even got a Santa hat on. It's amazing. I think Olaf is such a amazing it kind of brings Anna and Elsa together, and it brings the whole story together. And he's just such a lovable character. He just loves the warm hugs. He just, wants to dream about being in the summer and the summertime, lying on a beach. It uplifts the film, especially when it goes into its kind of darky time when Elsa gets, wants to be so isolated. I think he does an amazing job, and I love Olaf. He was on my list. He was one of my honorable mentions. I'm gonna guess Natalie, Olaf was on your list.
Yeah, he was my number 2. Like, honestly, I think watching him as a movie, or as a film perspective, I think he would be the top sidekick. But because I was thinking about, in reference to me, who I wanted with me all the time, that's why Pascal won out in the end. But yeah, Olaf is just amazing and awesome, and I love I love him and his personality so much. I love that he wants to give you hugs, and he's always dreaming of something, and he's just very happy and upbeat, and it's such a fun energy to be around, because when you're around someone, you usually try and match their energy, or try and match their happiness, and it's just, I think he would be really fun to have around and hang out with. So yeah, Olaf. Also, he's hilarious, and I would take Josh Gad. You know what? I would just take Josh Gad as a sidekick too.
When you said to me it was Olaf, I should have been yeah, why? Why is he? Corey, was he on your list?
He actually wasn't.
It wasn't on your list.
I do love Olaf so much. And actually, we already covered 3 people on my list. But then once we get to the honorable mentions, you'll kind of see the direction I went with it. But it's very niched in. I think.
Very niched.
Yeah. So far we have Pascal and then Dopey for you as your number 2, or was Dopey your number 3?
Dopey was my number 3, and then Scuttle was my number 2.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
And Meg, was Olaf in your list as well?
Actually, he wasn't either, and I didn't purposely not put him in there. I just was thinking about other characters more, because I figured that he would be on the list, because Olaf is really awesome, and who doesn't like warm hugs and summer and his song, and Josh Gad is just unbelievable. He's so entertaining, and I would definitely take him as a sidekick any day. And like Rachel said, when Olaf says some people are worth melting for, it always melts your heart,
that line, oh my gosh, it's just too much. Yeah. Even I cry. It'll be my 6th time.
Cargo says the best sidekick is Auntie Fiasco, who is Cargo. So thank you, Cargo.
That is true. That is very, very true. So Corey's done his first. That was Pascal, because he just loves Pascal. So we're going to quickly jump to me. There is one in the chat that has been popping up here and there. One that I love, and I actually rewatched the movie today, and that is the incredible Mushu. I love Mushu. Mulan is not my favorite Disney movie of all time. It's not, but I do love it. But Mushu, by far, is one of my favorite just characters in general. Eddie Murphy does an amazing job. I mean, just even his just beginning, it's just like, I live, and he like rises up, and it's just like bang, he's right in the movie. And it's just like amazing one-liners, like dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow. Like it's great. Like it's just, he brings that energy into the character, and I feel like not copying off what Robin Williams did with the genie, he really put himself as the role. And I think, you know, when you think Mushu, you think Eddie Murphy. And yeah, I think Mushu by far is my favorite because he does kind of steal the show for me. I really do like Mushu a lot. But he is by far number one on my list. Anybody have Mushu on their list? Right, Meg. I'm going to go with Meg because I saw her nodding.
Okay.
Yeah, I have Mushu on my list. I think Mushu is really funny as a character. I think he brings a lot of comedy to the movie, and it's always in like the funniest times, and just that like he's not accepted as this like, I don't know, afterlife like protector or whatever, and it's just like he's a joke. So he always brings so much like laughter to whatever scene he's in, and I think Eddie Murphy was a perfect choice for that voice. And yeah, he's a really entertaining little guy.
I mean, like, even in the whole, like, midst of a battle, and when Shan Yu was going right up against Mulan, he's on the rocket, and he just went, as soon as the rocket goes up in the air, he goes, "You miss! He was 2 feet in front of you!" Like, that is just one of my favorite lines. Natalie, you were going to say he was on your list?
He was one of my honorable mentions, and the reason that I didn't put him actually on my list is because of the sequel. And now I know a lot of people like don't like to consider the sequels when they're talking about Disney, because Disney sequels are notorious for not being that great. And like, as a Disney fan, it pains me to say that, but it's kind of true. But in the sequel, he tries to break up Mulan and Shang, and while it's like funny for the antics, I know that like, you know, like if that was my friend, I'd be pretty upset. And like, that's not necessarily what I would want to have happen. So it was fun to watch it, but I wouldn't want it to happen to me. And that's kind of how I did like the evaluation process of all the sidekicks. Like, would I want this person around me 24/7? And so that, for that reason, he was an honorable mention instead of, you know, on the list.
Awesome. Was Mushu on your list, Rachel?
No, he was not, but I love Mushu. I know he was going to be on my list, but then I got carried away. But Mushu was my favorite character growing up as a little girl. Like, I was obsessed with him, and I still am. And there used to be meet and greets at Epcot with him. Yes. And every time I would just freak out. I get so excited to meet him. So I love Mushu.
Awesome. And Corey?
Yeah, so I actually had Mushu on my list too, and my reasoning behind it was I love Mushu so much, but the main reason I thought about him was because, you know, you have the movie Mulan, and this is, you know, Mulan's movie, but Mushu had like the character arc and development of like a main character. You know, he's like this guardian dragon, like this special protector, but like he's kind of shunned, like he's not like very special because he's like kind of wimpy. And he goes through the character, the development through the movie, actually becoming, you know, like a guardian to Mulan. And it was just really interesting how much development they gave to the sidekick. Because I mean, like, Pascal's my number one. As much as I love Pascal and his sassiness, they don't focus that much character development on Pascal or Maximus or Flounder. But Mushu got a surprising amount of development on his own.
I think it's quite an interesting thing you bring up there, because you can tell that some Disney princess sidekicks have more character development than others. And I think maybe when we talk about a few more, I think we can kind of relate to that, because you do have the Flounders and the Pascals who are so close to their partners, their main character, that they're there to support. But then you do have someone like Mushu who's not only to support, but there's something at the end for them as well. They get some sort of reward. So yeah, no, I think, Corey, that is a great point, and I think that kind of theme will pick up again closer to the end. Dougie says, "My baby is all grown up and saving China." I love it. Awesome, Dougie. Okay, so round 2. So we're going into another round. Please make sure we're hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, guys. We're doing so well. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. Our Disney Adventures are here. My Ohana, D Hazel, Mouse Talk, Cargo, Maestri and Mickey. DVC Dad is here. Noah is here. Awesome people. So round 2, Natalie, who is number 2 on your list?
Well, number 2 was Olaf. So it was Pascal, it was Olaf, and then number 3 is like the one that I've debated on like so much that like it was so hard for me to decide. And actually, I'm gonna do a little weird one, and I'm gonna say Maximus is my number 3, which like it's weird because you know I have Tangled at number 1 and at number 3, but I just love him. I love his personality. I love that like okay, that scene where he's chasing Flynn Rider and he hides behind the bush, like that just I laugh so much. Anyway, so I really love him, and I think he's a really fun comic relief, and I love how Tangled does it without talking, like without needing to talk, but there's also that communication there, and he has his own like little flaws, but he still stays like really true to his character. So I really like him. Also, I think it would be fun to have like a horse as a sidekick, especially one as like spunky as Maximus. Because like even in the beginning where he was working with the Royal Guard, like for that unnamed Royal Guard head person, he was always very loyal, which I thought was awesome.
And I think it's a sidekick that didn't start off as a princess sidekick, but by the end of the movie became a princess sidekick. And we can see how that has kind of changed. Like you can see a lot of these characters. I'm going to throw one out there. I don't know if this is on anybody's list, but Sebastian was an Ariel's sidekick. It was King Trident's kind of, you know, like I don't even know what you call it, just person who serves him, I guess. But then he became kind of like Ariel's sidekick when she became a human. So hey, drop that rope. Rob Fuzz is here with Drop That Rope. Alana Zingano is here, and Corey Meets World. I forgot to say hi to you, my friend. Good to see you, Corey. Both Corys are in the house. Good to see you. So yeah, I think Maximus is great. I think his relationship with Flynn is great, and how they kind of just like not bully each other, just like try and get one up on each other. I think it's quite fun. So yeah, Maximus. I think I love that pick. A bit different. So we've had 2 from Tangled, which is awesome. Anyone have Maximus?
Yes.
Oh, I knew it.
So
Go on, Corey.
So I actually have another honorable mention in my back pocket for later, but actually my entire list has been mentioned at this point. So I'll get down to Maximus, but it was Pascal, Scuttle, Dopey, Mushu, and Maximus. So. Wow. And this was the niche. It was very much Rapunzel and very much reptiles, because I love both those things. But Rapunzel specifically, I've seen Tangled many times now, and every time like I tear up and almost cry, if not cry, no shame. But the whole thing that like absolutely destroys me, like it absolutely destroys me every single time, is she wants to go see the lanterns for her birthday, and she thinks that they're meant for her, but she doesn't actually know that they're meant for her, but they actually are meant for her, and it makes me very emotional. But anyways, my deep thought into this with Maximus is that maybe not Maximus, but like Maximus's parents, the horses that birthed Maximus, probably were there in the kingdom when Rapunzel was born as a baby. If not Maximus, we don't know how old Maximus is. But Maximus, or Maximus's parents, or Maximus as a baby, was around probably longer than even Pascal. And it was cool to see, like, when Maximus met Rapunzel, like, he was instantly, like, cool with her, but, like, had beef with Flynn. And I don't know. He just... And, like, his job is, like, being part of the royal like army is partially to like find the princess, find the daughter, and he doesn't know that, you know, she's right there, but he's fulfilling his duties with her unknowingly, that, you know, that is actually the rightful owner of the crown. But yeah, I just love Tangled. I just really love Tangled a lot.
You know, I think we need to do a whole fiasco show on Tangled.
Yes, 100%. I'm totally down. Let's do it.
No, I think clearly both Corey and Natalie just blew away both Pascal and Maximus out of the park. I think you're right, Corey. I think Maximus was there. He was just doing his job. That's what he was told to do. And he does it in a way like you kind of like at the start of the movie, you're like, right, this is like maybe the bad guy's horse. Like he's trying to get back the crown. He's trying to kind of make everything a little bit difficult. But then like you slowly get to love him. And he is such a sidekick that people don't often think about. And I think it's a really great pick. So so great picks, Natalie and Corey.
I have one question.
Sure.
I feel like we're on the appropriate topic to ask it, and this is something I like to deep dive into a lot. But since we're on the topic of princess sidekicks, but princesses, what do you guys think of the theory that Tangled and Frozen are connected? Like, have you guys seen that theory?
Who wants to take the reins? Because I feel like we got a massive Frozen fan, and I feel like Natalie is also a big Tangled fan. I'm gonna go with Rachel.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. I actually have not heard this theory. I feel like, do I live under a rock or something?
A little brief go over of it. So basically, the theory is that Anna and Elsa's parents were on the way. They were leaving on the boat to go to Rapunzel and Flynn's wedding, and there's like apparently a bunch of evidence to support that they were going to the wedding, and then also like there's like girls in the kingdom that look like a lot like Anna, and then also it's in the Elsa's coronation day. You can see Rapunzel and Flynn with Rapunzel's long hair. Like, it's stunningly accurate to be Rapunzel and Flynn. Like, it's almost undeniably Rapunzel and Flynn walking across the bridge in Arendelle to Elsa's coronation. So like we're seeing Rapunzel and Flynn arriving and like showing up to like see Elsa's coronation day or whatever. And then also there's like a bunch of evidence to support that. Well, this goes so deep. So basically, there's a bunch of evidence to support that like that they meant to like the boat that their parents were supposed to go to Flynn and Rapunzel's wedding. But then also like it gets even crazier because in Big Hero 6 at Fred's dad's mansion, there's a statue of Hans. And then it breaches into like the Little Mermaid and everything. But the main two connections were Frozen and Tangled. But then there was a bunch of other like things.
I heard that the ship that Anna and Elsa's parents were on, apparently their parents were also the parents of Tarzan as well.
Yeah,
so
I've heard that
Tarzan was
one.
like Anna and Elsa's brother. Like,
okay, you're right. Okay, so So Tarzan is supposedly Anna and Elsa's brother.
Oh gosh.
And yeah, that was the same ship that they were on, and it crashed, and Tarzan like got off fine. So like they must have like just been it must have been like a newborn baby, and they brought the newborn baby, but not Anna and Elsa.
Yeah.
And that's how Tarzan ended up stranded on the island. And then so that's Tarzan's relation to Anna and Elsa. But then Jane is an ancestor of Belle. Belle is supposedly
that one makes me really angry because it's just because they're brunettes and they wear yellow. Like there's absolutely no reason to think that.
If you see in the scene with the monkeys banging on all this stuff and messing up the camp, you can see Miss Potts and Chip.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, yeah, but like that's what Disney does. They add like little nuggets, like little hidden things, like in the shiny pile, like there's the magic lamp, and like while that's fun to speculate, I'm not a fan of the one that Jane's related to Belle because I don't think it's her.
Who knows? I mean, it's all a big conspiracy, and I think it's kind of something that could be really explored. And for me, I think that is Rapunzel and Flynn. We're at Anna's coronation.
No, it 100% is. Like, that's what I was trying to hold up. Like, I don't know if you can kind of see it, but there's...
See that?
That's crazy. And I love a good conspiracy theory. So my mind is blown right now.
We've gone like a complete different route to the show.
I opened up Pandora's box of conspiracy Disney.
I love it. No, but I think let's bring it full circle. Let's bring it back to Maximus. I think what he is an amazing sidekick, and I think he's another character that doesn't have really any lines, and it's his mannerisms that really shine in the movie. So awesome. Right. Meg, I think we're to you. Meg, what is your second pick?
So my second pick was actually Pascal, but my third pick is Lumiere and Cogsworth.
Nice.
For Belle. And these guys, I mean, I can include everyone from the Beast castle, but those two in particular, they're just such a cool duo, and they're so funny, and they are complete opposites, and they just put in so much humor. And even though I don't like the live action as much as I like the animated version of Beauty and the Beast, I do appreciate that Sir Ian McKellen is Cogsworth in that. So I just had to throw that in there too. But I think they are so funny. They're just so entertaining. And I love the song Be Our Guest. So yeah, amazing.
I had Lumiere as my honorable mention. For some reason I've been doing a big I've been watching 3 Disney movies a day, and Lumiere was on my list because I want to rewatch Beauty and the Beast, the animated one, and I just fell in love with how he just wants to take care of Belle despite Belle being the prisoner to Beast. I think he really does have a great heart. I think he's a bit of a ladies candlestick. I can't say ladies man because most of the movie is a candlestick with the duster. I think he's quite smooth. I think he's got a great voice. He does a great show. He likes to entertain. I think he is a really awesome character, and having Cogsworth there has a great contrast. Like, you have one guy who's so laid back, he wants everyone to have a good time, and then you have Cogsworth who's like, no, everything has to be strict, everything has to be done to the letter. Like, you're gonna stand here and guard, and no music when Belle has dinner. I think them two is kind of like the Timon and Pumbaa effect. Like, they both complement each other so well. Rachel, Lumiere and Cogsworth, are they on your list, or you got comments about them?
Yes, Lumiere was one of my honorable mentions.
Nice.
And I think he is so cute. I think all of them are so cute. But I think he really tries to protect Belle. And I think the live action movie did a really good job of showing his true character, and seeing him actually in a live action movie was so cool. And I think he really tries to work with her and tell the Beast to be nice to her, and I think he really does try to protect her, and he has a really good heart. So I love Lumiere. Nice.
And Natalie, what do you think of Lumiere and Cogsworth?
Okay, so this is where I wanted to come in, and I'm gonna make you guys angry a little bit, but I wouldn't consider Lumiere and Cogsworth sidekicks. I would consider them their own character. When I think of sidekicks, I think of someone who's a partner to the main character of the Disney princess. And for me, I think in Beauty and the Beast, the animal sidekick, or whatever you want to call it, would probably be Philippe, even though he's not developed that much. And I'm not mad about it because there are so many characters in there. It'd be hard to develop all of them. But just personally, I don't feel Beauty and the Beast, the Lumiere and Cogsworth and Plumette and Mrs. Potts and Chip are are technically sidekicks. Like, that's just where I would disagree with you, because personally I love them. Beauty and the Beast is my favorite movie, and like they would probably be on my list if I considered them sidekicks, but I personally don't, because you know the rules to be a Disney princess are basically you have to have a dress and an animal sidekick, and they're not animals, they're human beings. They're trapped in okay, I lost my words for a second. They're trapped in the bodies of like household objects. So I would consider them more of characters rather than sidekicks.
Sure.
Like if you went into like Aladdin, also Genie, like I love him, but I wouldn't consider him like an animal sidekick. I think the sidekick there would be Raja and Abu.
Yeah, you know, I think it's interesting because actually I was having this debate with I don't know if Mouse Talk is still here. Mouse Talk did the hero bracket. I think some of us were here. I think Meg, you were there for the hero bracket that they did. We were talking about, you know, what makes a hero, and I was like, I wasn't like kind of angry. I was like, hey, Jiminy Cricket is not a hero. Like he's more of a sidekick. And I think it's kind of like what your interpretation is. So people like might say, hey, he's a sidekick. Hey, he's not a sidekick. So, I mean, everyone is entitled to their opinion. For me, I think it's a very blurred lines. We don't know what is a sidekick, what isn't a sidekick. But you know, I think that's just the way people interpret movies. So no, but I can see both sides. Because we're getting time has just flown. Right, Rachel. Your second, third, next pick? Because I think I've lost count.
Mine was the Seven Dwarfs, like
Nice.
Meg. But I love all of their different personalities, and I think all of their different personalities like work together. And I think they really like try to protect Snow White and keep her protected, and they warn her of like the different dangers out there. So I really think like all of them were essential to protecting her and keeping her trying to keep her from the evil queen.
Nice. And so you know, we already spoke about sidekicks, and you said Happy was the one you'll probably want to be around. If you obviously just talked about the Seven Dwarfs, is there like an honorable mention you want to throw in as your next pick?
We did both my honorable mentions, but my third was Flounder.
Flounder.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. And I think he like really encourages Ariel to like fight for her dream and like really helps her and goes with her and is truly a sidekick. I think him, just like Pascal, they're both like true sidekicks. So
nice. I think Flounder, you know, kind of is like, I think I could put him almost as a hero because, you know, he just protects Ariel so much. Like, always wants to look out for Ariel, advises Ariel, and just be like, hey, like, you know, don't go and see the Sea Witch. Don't do this. It's a bad idea. But no, Flounder, I think, is a really sweet character. I think that Flounder is a really great counterpart to Ariel. Was Flounder on anybody's list? Natalie?
Flounder was on my list. He was one of my honorable mentions, and I love him so much, but I'm just thinking, like, practically, you know, you can't have your fish as a sidekick because then, like, you'd have to carry him around in a bowl. Anyway, that's where my mind went with it, but I love him because he develops his character so much, and I feel like as, like, a sidekick goes, he's definitely the most ride or die, in my opinion. Like, he always supports Ariel no matter, like, if he disagrees with her. He's like, don't go see the Sea Witch, but, like, if you're going to, I'm coming with you. And, like, even when she was on land and interacting with the prince, he, like, swam along the, like, surface to try and be with her and, like, connect with her and make sure that, like, she was taken care of. And especially when you go to the third movie, Ariel's Beginning or whatever, the way that they meet and, like, the way that they develop their friendship is just so stinking cute. I love it so much. Like, I just think that, like, there is such a perfectly paired friendship. And, like, while I like Sebastian too, I don't think he does the same for her. I think he's definitely there and needed to be a character, but I definitely think he's a lot more of a character than Flounder is. I feel like Flounder is definitely a lot more of a best friend, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Nice. Meg, was he on your list?
Yes, he was.
Nice.
I had like a bunch of honorable mentions because I had a hard time choosing like who I wanted to talk about, but yeah, Flounder was always one of my favorite characters as a kid, and so just to have that sort of nostalgic feeling about a character is always nice. And like a couple years ago, when I was like this weird mix of Ursula and Ariel for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and I did like a wrap with like almost looking like Flotsam and Jetsam, but I put it as colors of like Flounder, so I still wear that around the house sometimes.
Nice.
And it's just, he's so cute, and he's such like, you know, he is just like a best friend. So he's really cute too.
Awesome. And Corey, now I know he's not on your list because I know your list now. But what do you think of, you know, how Flounder interacts with Ariel? Does he become like the voice now of Ariel since she lost it?
Yeah, I like Flounder a lot. And actually, fun fact, my little brother was in a play it was like an actual like local play that people paid like $40 for admission or whatever to get into, of The Little Mermaid. And he tried out for the role of Flounder because there was only so many child roles. He's like 14. He didn't get it. His friend got it, but he was still in the play as like a little jellyfish. But just a little cute little fun fact. But yeah, I love Flounder. Like Meg was saying, like I had the same sort of nostalgia from like a child. Like I had the Flounder plushie, and I'm pretty sure he stole that from me amongst many other things when I went off into the Navy. But yeah, I have that same nostalgia and attachment to Flounder. He wasn't on my list, but I do love him.
Nice. Just want a big shout out to Dougie, who's heading out Walter Grams. Thank you so much. And thank you for your generous donation as well. I really do appreciate it, my friend. Really do. Awesome. I think Flounder's a great pick. And Corey, now I'm going to put you on the spot because we've gone through your list. I want to throw you a sidekick, and I want to tell you, want to see what your opinion is of this character. I want to give you, let's have Abu. I want to give you Abu. What do you think of Abu from Aladdin? Because I know your list. I want to give you something like different, like a quick fire suggestion.
I like Abu, but as far as a sidekick goes, he is awful. He is the worst side. I love Abu, but he is the worst sidekick. He steals. He gets you jammed up from stealing. He got you jammed up in the Cave of Wonders. He should have just waited outside at the Cave of Wonders. Abu is trouble, man. He is trouble.
That's why I wanted to give you someone like that. Somebody who I think is not a great role model in a way, but I feel kind of bad for him because, you know, like Aladdin, he is a street rat. You know, he's living off nothing. And I feel like he portrays Aladdin's worst. Like, this is what he would be like if he wasn't so kind. Like, this would be like, right, he would steal everything. He would, you know, try and get away with a lot of stuff. But as a sidekick, you know, does he change throughout the movie?
I'm
not sure.
Does he? I don't think he ever improves. I think it kind of like he never has like an arc where like he's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't steal and almost get people killed in the Cave of Wonders. But he just kind of like is kind of less important towards the end of the movie. Like does he get like turned into like something like an inanimate object?
He gets turned into the clapping monkey with the cymbals.
Yeah, and then and then in the genie scene, did he get turned into an elephant? Is that what he gets?
Oh yeah, he gets turned into an elephant. Yeah.
But like, I mean, immediately at the beginning of the movie, he made some awful decisions, and then near the end of the movie, it's not that like he learned not to do them; he just didn't have the opportunity to do them. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like in the beginning, like one of the very first scenes, we see him, he's keeping the bread all to himself, and those two children on the street, they don't have any, and Aladdin gives them his half of the bread, which he went through a lot of trauma to get, and then, you know, Abu finally gets convinced, and he hands over that half loaf of bread, and I would argue that he actually doesn't improve, but maybe even gets worse, because towards the end of the movie, he's just kind of wrapped up in this, like, newfound wealth of being in the castle. And like maybe it's like that temporary stage of enjoying it, you know, because it's like a shock to how he's been living. But I don't think that you see as much like interaction with Abu, especially once Jasmine shows up. I feel like any kind of screen time that Abu would have had was taken over by Jasmine, which I don't really mind because Jasmine's cute and I love her and she's amazing. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that Abu really develops, and I don't think that Abu would be like a top sidekick just because I feel like he stays very much in his mindset, and any little improvements are kind of just like lost or gone to the wind.
Yeah, I would agree. I just want to quickly bring up DPC Dad. Now DPC Dad, we're gonna get on very well because you've got two that are on my list. I want to bring on my second pick now, someone who I've been begging to talk about because he is just so awesome. I rewatched the movie the other day, and he probably has one of the biggest hearts, even though he's so tiny, and that's Ray. I love Ray from The Princess and the Frog. I think, you know, he just there's something about Ray which I just enjoy. He's a family guy. He loves, you know, his whole like, you know, just light up like family. You know, he just gets along well with Louis, the alligator, and even when he's fighting the Shadow Man's like shadows, the monster shadows, he's just like, you better not make me light up my butt. And I just like, he gets, you know, he's so protective, and he's just wants to do everything that he can to help Tiana and Naveen. You know, he knows Mama Odie. He's kind of like, it's quite a dark movie, you know, when you think about it. And then it's just him, right? He's gonna bright up the place. And don't get me started on him and Evangeline, because that is one of the most, I'm gonna say it right now, one of the most underrated Disney songs that there is out there, and how he just loves what we think is, you know, his wife, his partner, when it is a star, and how he becomes a star when he finally dies at the end. Spoiler alert. But you know, I think Ray is a really wonderful character. I think he's very simple. He's just very charming. I think he just really just brightens the movie. Cargo says, "Oh my God, Pickle, please, if I'm ever sad, promise me you'll do that Ray voice, please, please."
Rachel's dad says, "Ask Rachel what she remembers from Princess and the Frog. I'm throwing myself under the bus."
So Rachel, I'm putting you under the bus there.
Okay, so we all went to go see The Princess and the Frog as a family when it first came out, and we're the type of people that if someone like falls, we laugh really hard. So my dad was going down the stairs in the theater because he had to go to the bathroom, and he fell, and that's all we still talk about. It was the funniest thing. Like, I could not stop laughing. I was literally dying laughing. But I love Ray so much. He is so cute and sweet, and he is the reason why I cried in The Princess and the Frog.
Wow. I think he, you know, that song that he does, and right at the end, when they all look up at him, you know, next to Evangeline, I think it just really, you know, really gets you there in the feels. Anybody have? I'm just curious. Anyone have Ray on their list? Okay, yay! No overlap. Okay. Awesome. So what we're going to do, because we're really pushed for time, we're going to quickly go around and just do our top 5 one more time. So you're going to go from 1, 2, 3, and then your honorable mentions, and then we'll wrap up. So Natalie, run through your list again for me, and then we'll go to Meg, Rachel, and then Corey.
Okay, it was Pascal, Olaf, Maximus, Flounder, and Mushu. But now that we talked about it, I think I'm going to put Flounder and Maximus and switch them. So he's now in my top 3.
Nice. Love it. Meg?
I had the 7 Dwarfs, Pascal, Cogsworth, and Lumiere, Gus, Maximus, Flounder, and Mushu.
Nice. We need to mention Gus because he's on my list as well. He's just so cool. I love Gus. I think, you know, he again, he's like the Lumiere, Cogsworth, Timon and Pumbaa. Him and Jack just, come on, they're just so fun, and I think just really are great companions to Cinderella. So yeah, awesome, love it. Rachel?
I had Olaf, 7 Dwarfs, Flounder, Pascal, and Lumiere.
Awesome, love it. And Corey?
So yeah, I had Pascal, Scuttle, Dopey, Maximus, and what else do I have? Mushu. And then I had one in my back pocket too.
Which was?
Which was Lumiere, and I was gonna sing "Be Our Guest," but
go do it. We've missed you singing.
Do it.
Okay. Be our guest, be our guest. Put our service to the test. Tie your napkin round your neck, and darling, we'll provide the rest.
I'm gonna cut before I get copyrighted. We've missed you singing, Corey. And my list went like this. I went Mushu, Ray, Gus, Olaf, and Lumiere, and then I also had down the side every single other Disney princess sidekick, because I have to be writing down all of them, and we also threw Abu in there as well. So yeah, Abu was a kind of not so sidekick honorable mention. Guys, episode 38 is in the books. Wow, what an episode. I really enjoyed this episode. Guys, we had over 50 likes, which is amazing. Guys, please make sure we're hitting that like button. Thank you so much. Subscribe not only to my channel but to everybody here. We're going to do plugs right here right now, but before that, I want to give a big shout out to the Live Place who sponsor my channel. Put me up on the liveplace.com. You'll see all your family friendly live streams on there, such as Rob Fuzz, Resort TV 1, just trying to think, Mouse Talk, Meg. So yeah, please go check out the Live Place of really awesome friends to us. Now, plugs. Right, first I want to thank Rachel from Disney Princess Couture. It was so fun having you back here once again. You got to come back for another one because you're so much fun having here talking about princesses, and I just love the whole background and Olaf thing going. It's great, and you're moving down to Disney soon as well. So hopefully everything all goes to plan. But thank you again so much for joining.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. Anytime you want me to come back, I will be more than happy to. This was so much fun, so thank you.
And if a moderator can put her channel in the chat, that would be amazing. For your debut, Natalie, thank you so much. I believe you just crossed over 300 subscribers. So thank you so much to everybody who supported Natalie's channel. She does a wonderful job. She really does go out of her way to bring those Disney parties to little girls, and just has fun being interactive with all these princesses. So because you're new to our channel and new to this community, I would like to just quickly talk about your channel. What is it about your channel, and just is there anything coming up that you're doing that's really exciting?
Okay, so like he was saying, I go to children's birthday parties and like I interact with them. So I do like crafts or I do their makeup. As princesses, we cannot call ourselves Disney princesses, but I started my own business here in Georgia, Marietta, Georgia, and now I'm at college and I'm doing that. I'm serving, like there's a bunch of stuff going on, but basically Disney princesses are like the biggest passion of my life. I absolutely love them and I love talking about them. So thank you so much for having me to like blab and indulge my habit. But yeah, my channel is basically everything Disney princess. I loved watching vlogs of other girls that would do princess parties before I started. So I give them advice on how to start. I do like skits with princesses. I do princess makeup tutorials. It's just like, if you like Disney princesses, I'm pretty sure you'll like my channel. But yeah, thank you so much for having me. It was really fun being here. And I'm definitely going to come back. Like, let's just be real. I am. I didn't know I crossed over 300 subscribers. I'm like right there. I'm like, I think I'm at like 293.
No, you crossed over 300. We crossed you. Yeah, we crossed. We got you over 300.
Yay! Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're absolutely welcome. So thank you for stopping by to professional princess guests here, and another princess. I've got to say a massive thank you again to one of my partner channels, Meg from Mickey's Magic. Thank you so much again for joining. You're always a superstar on this show, and thank you for, if I'm not here taking the reins, and just thank you for being there for me, especially this week has been crazy. So thanks again, Meg.
Oh, Dan, thanks so much for hosting us. It's always so much fun. I know, like, from me doing the show, it's such a hard job. So especially with the more people that you get, it's it gets even more overwhelming to sort of moderate what's going on. So you did such an amazing job, and congratulations once again on hitting 1,000 subscribers. That's such an amazing feat, and like I said, we're all just so proud of you.
Thanks, Meg. I really do appreciate it. And my man Corey, thanks, my friend. You know, another great partner channel of mine. Corey, you're the man, and thanks again for stopping by. And I know everything's been going crazy busy for everybody, and I just want to give you a big shout out because you know, you're a good friend of mine, and I just thank you again for all your support, and thank you for joining the show as well.
Yeah, man, and big congratulations to you again on 1,000 subscribers, man. You deserve it, and thank you so much to our guests joining us today. You guys have been amazing. Meg, you've been amazing as always, and it's fun hanging out with y'all.
Awesome. Now, thank yous in the chat. My buddy Rob Fuzz, thank you, Rob, for everything. You're my power channel. Thank you for the donation. I really do appreciate it, my friend. You're absolutely awesome. AJ, the Kingdom Times, Noah, Ohana, our Disney Adventures, Haley. Thank you, Haley, for stopping by. More sunshine, please. Mouse Talk, another power channel, mine, Lisa. Dot Whip Dad. Speaking of Dot Whip Dad, in 30 minutes, I'll be on his channel. We're going to be doing DizTube. He's going to be interviewing. It's going to be a USA versus UK battle to the whatever, which I'm going to win, definitely. Dole Dad has got a great channel, but I'm going to be on there in 30 minutes time, so it's going to be really exciting. DBC Dad, D Hazel, Corey Meets World, my other Corey friend, Pamela Hoffman. Thank you to everybody who's checked out my channel, guys. Thank you for getting me over 1,000 subscribers. I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And yeah, thank you so much. Arjon's, big thank you to you, my friends. So guys, please check me out on Twitter and on Instagram. Please check everybody's channel that's here in the Hangouts with me. All their links will be in the description box down below, as well as their Instagram and Twitters. And guys, you're not my subscribers, you're my friends, and live your life with a smile, guys, each and every day. And I'll see you guys next week for episode 39 of Disney Fiasco. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good week.